Our FMS Su-27 is a total beast with this mod we performed. Come chat with us on Discord about it. You'll find the link in the description.
Check it out, guys. We have the FMS Su-27, but with a twist. Kind of wrecked it. I did some mods to it that I maybe shouldn't have done. Look at the snoot. Kind of got into a mishap. We're going to cut right to that and you'll see it.
Nice.
Not nice at all, buddy.
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
Not nice at all, buddy.
Oh yeah, that's a clean break.
Should I just go ahead and, well, it broke where the carbon fiber rods are. You guys should just go ahead and fly it like this.
No.
It's tail heavy.
Yeah.
This whole thing's coming out. I gotta re-glue all these blocks and everything.
Hey, that's what we do here, man. We see what we can do to push the limits of these models, you know?
Yeah, that's true. And then as we, you know, kind of repaired the plane, put it back together, it was a clean break, not really a big deal. I put a battery in the back here instead of in the very front. Now we have it balancing right here instead of right here. Massive difference in performance. This thing flies like a Sukhoi is actually supposed to now. I'm starting to see why my friend Alejandro from the channel Air Guardian loves these planforms so much, because this thing is really agile. It actually does Cobras now. It does Kulbits. It does all sorts of other cool stuff. As you saw in the back of the battery compartment here, we are flying it with an SMC 5300 pack. I'm gonna move this little strap out of the way. This is kind of a janky install. I had to do a lot of work to get it to fly, but we're gonna show you just how good it can actually be now. So far, I'm happy that I was able to repair it. I can't wait to repaint it into the Ace Combat 3 Universal Peace Enforcement Agency. Sorry, Universal Peace Enforcement Organization decals. I've already got them. Next time we fly this thing, it's gonna be with that setup. It's gonna look super cool. Flaps are dropped, here we go.
30 seconds. Flaps gear up.
And because we're flying on one pack, I didn't use full throttle. Look at how much more agile it is. You can see it in the sky. Let's go ahead and put it into a Cobra maneuver right off the bat. 3, 2, 1. Pretty cool. Messed up the Cobra, but I was able to recover from it. But you see how easily it got out? Did you get that, dear? Yeah. Awesome. You see how easily I could actually get out of that because the center of gravity is where it's supposed to be. My heart rate is going through the roof right now, but when it comes to those famous words from Maverick, don't think, just do. Just fly the plane. Sometimes you're gonna make stupid mistakes, and that was one of them. This thing is so good. Let's do a full Kulbit. 3, 2, 1. Look at the way it backflips over itself. It's insanity how good it is. Roll rate is still exceptional. It's so fighter jet-like now. I am addicted to this. Load it roll? Well, kind of a load it roll. I didn't feel too confident. My anxiety is still spiking through the roof and I'm trying to fly as good as I can right now. Let's actually throw it upside down and see what it looks like. To get it to balance right, I had to put 4 ounces of nose weight in the front of it. Oh, it's actually climbing. It was climbing hands off. So we actually are tail heavy right now. Let's go up, flip it over. Good God. Now let's put it into a load it roll. There you go. You see the way the booty slides around? Oh my gosh. Let's do some quick touch and goes with it.
Full flaps.
This thing is almost, it's like a feather coming in.
Flaps up.
Got a little nervous there for a second. It is a very touchy plane. The gyro is 100% needed to fly it like this. It is way better like this though. It's not an essential mod unless you're really trying to get the most out of this jet. And if you are, I say go for it.
Flaps up. Gear up. 21.57 volts.
That's under load. We still have plenty of power to work with. We have 2 other batteries to use this thing on too, so we're gonna have some serious fun with it.
3 minutes.
Flip over. Got to be very careful when you pull that stick because it's extremely easy to put it into an accelerated stall, which will actually put it into a roll. And actually, you know what? How much power do we have?
21.93 volts.
I don't know if I feel confident with this. I think we might be able to pull it off though. We're going to go straight up. Flat spin. Got a quick flat spin out of it. That is so good. There you go, Kieran, finally did it. Got his nod of approval. My drone guy is a super cool dude. He's been trying to get me to do that with the F-16. I had a hard time doing it, but this jet, the plan form on it makes it so easy to get into and out of it, even at the center of gravity. This is almost tail heavy. We're flying at like, what was it? I think we're flying at like 160 millimeters back from the leading edge of the wing, maybe 180. There we go. Pull the stabs back to start air braking it gently. It went into the crappy pavement. That's okay, at least it's slowed down. All right,
22.45
turn the jet
volts.
around, bring her back. Nice and slow. And then we'll go ahead and cut to the next flight. Doing a quick control surface check, integrity check, all that fun stuff. Afterburner kit's installed. Let's do our thing. Flaps drop.
25.56 volts. Flaps up, gear up.
Gosh, this thing is so agile now. It is the way the plane should have been
20 seconds.
from the beginning for somebody like me who wants to be able to fly a little bit crazier like this. Let's do some high alpha with it now. I barely have to pull the stick to get it to go nose up now. It's insane.
25.08 volts.
This is on an SMC 5500 pack, one of the ones that Danny sent me to test. Still going strong. It's basically the same as a 5300. Let's go ahead and put it up into a Cobra spin if we can. Go up nice and high to recover from this. Go 3, 2, 1. Did it. Barely.
24.42
Still a little weird, but you know, it could never do anything close to that before. Go into a loop right in front of us. 3, 2, 1. And I don't feel confident doing a loop yet. Not that low to the ground the way I was intending to do it. I still need to get some of the kinks worked out with this jet. But it's so agile now. I just love it. I can't stop talking about it. I gotta also commit to doing the full load it roll with it too, because it is just a joy to watch. Let's do a load it roll for real, full way through. Look at the way it slides around. I wish you guys could see more of it because of the clouds being gone. There's no real way to see it. But just trust me, it is working. The way it backflips over itself is just so good. Let's put it up into another Cobra maneuver. This time it should be a little bit easier to spot. Love those afterburners from 5280 RC. Gonna go into a Cobra in a second, dear. A little higher this time, just in case things go wrong. 3, 2, 1. Look at that. That is a textbook Cobra maneuver. It didn't drop any altitude or anything. Insane. The thing just stood up on its tail. Oh my gosh. Let's do a couple of touch and goes with it. Dropping the gear,
Full flaps.
bringing the flaps in, turning the nose with some rudder. We just got done flying the F-35 from Free Wing. It's so nice to be able to fly with something that's got rudders again. Coming in, Kieran.
3 minutes.
Look at that glide. It just glides so good.
Flap,
Pull the
flaps
flaps up till we turn around, do a little bit more touch and going. One of the nice things about this jet is the further back the CG gets to a certain extent, it is tail heavy right now and the gyro is helping us fly it. To a certain extent, where it is now, makes it to the point where it glides in almost effortlessly with a little bit of throttle. It doesn't fight you anymore.
22.84 volts.
Look at the way it lands. It's so good.
Flaps up. 21. Gear up.
All right, let's turn her around. We're gonna go vertical again. Going vertical in front of you, dear, so you guys can see the way this thing slides. Oh, it's just so good, man. This is the way a Sukhoi is supposed to fly. It feels like a fighter jet. It's got that twitchiness to it. Let me show you guys how it flies with the pitch stabilization turned off. We're gonna turn that completely off. 3, 2, 1.
Stabilizer disabled. 22.1.
I'm barely pulling the stick.
4 minutes.
Look at the way it's like, see how it's like porpoising itself?
Stabilizer normal.
That is gonna be used in the upcoming vid I'm doing. I'm gonna use this jet to demonstrate why you need a gyro sometimes to fly a jet, especially one like this with full flying stabs, maximum throws, and an aft CG. You need that gyro to fly it correctly. Because if you don't have one, what ends up happening is the jet is basically uncontrollable. Or very close to it.
21.43 volts.
Gosh, I mean, if it was a cloudier day, you guys would really see how agile this thing is. I stalled it coming out of that turn too. It is so easy to stall now. You just have to be aware of that when you fly it. How many minutes have we flown, I wonder? Looking at my screen real quick. 4 minutes and 53 seconds on a 5500 pack is not bad. How much power?
22.02 volts.
We got enough for one touch and go, and then we're gonna go around again and then shoot some more B-roll stuff with it so you guys can see what else this thing is capable of now. If you have one of these jets and you wanna fly it like this, I'm gonna tell you, look at how well that came in. I'm gonna tell you this is the way to fly it. If you want this level of precision and control and you don't want a nose heavy jet. I was gonna do a touch and go, but I figured actually it would be safest to not do that.
Here's the first takeoff since the repair. The aft center of gravity causes an immediate pitch up response due to takeoff flaps not being trimmed correctly. After a trim flight, the flap system was reset, and subsequent takeoffs were much more graceful. With the battery mod flying on an SMC 5300 high voltage battery, the jet is lightweight and responsive, but we did have to counter the CG shift with 4 ounces or 113 grams of nose weight, which is still less than the weight we removed from the tail of the jet before its maiden flight. With the CG shift, it's now much easier to perform high alpha passes that don't require forcing both flaperons up to dump air over the vertical stabilizers to stay in control. It stays in high alpha even in low speed and flies much more like a proper Sukhoi fighter jet actually should. You know what's coming next, an actual proper Cobra maneuver, executed by one of the jets that made it famous to begin with. The CG shift makes it possible to do it, but it's still a tricky maneuver that requires estimating a precise airspeed. Too much airspeed and it climbs, too little and it flops forward. A properly executed Cobra looks simple, but it's anything but. A fighter jet is designed to have relaxed stability. In other words, it's meant to fly tail heavy. A flight computer controls the jet and keeps it flying stable with thousands of minor corrections performed every second, and our AS3X gyro performs a similar functionality by preventing the jet from being uncontrollable at the current center of gravity. In more plain English, this means that the jet flies better in all aspects of its flight envelope. It takes off better, it lands better, and it doesn't fight you. It goes where you tell it to go. This is why we feel that an RC jet should be set up to emulate the flight characteristics of its full-scale counterpart. Just because it isn't as sophisticated as a full-scale jet doesn't mean that it isn't capable of flying just as good. That all being said, we're going to revisit the review score for this jet and increase it from 8.5 to 9 out of 10. Some of our favorite models to fly were good in stock form but became even better after some mods to the airframe. Whether you're changing servos or changing the battery location, getting a neutral or tail-heavy CG on a jet can drastically improve its flight characteristics and make it into a completely different beast. We hope you enjoyed. Check our post on RC groups for the quick info on the mod. Checking the entire thread will give you more info on how to perform it and what to expect in terms of work. Let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you again next upload.